Okay. So, hello everyone. How are we doing? We've had a bit of a trek to get over here from more central times. We can do the line? Yeah, not fun, not fun. Okay, we have some quiet inside, please, guys. Thanks. All right, so welcome to London DevOps. Who's here for the first time? Quite a lot of people. So every time I ask this question, I see some of our most seasoned attendees putting their hands up. So thank you for screwing my stats. Oh, are you blaming me for an imprecise question? Yeah. I don't know why I'm on. Oh, I'm going home. Goodbye. Okay, who is at London DevOps for the first time? Different question. Okay. Now, I've always asked that question. I didn't realise there was room for misinterpreting it. But welcome, new people. So, who's a seasoned London DevOps person? Who's been to more than 40 of them? 40, 45 of them. So, I'll let you off 2 or 3, but not any more than that. So, sorry, it feels like a bit of an end of term event. So it's middle of summer, it's hot and sunny outside. Thank you very much for being here rather than being out in the sun. We do have some nice lush green grass, which apparently is okay for you to sit on. Apparently they have all hands here, and people sit on the grass. So if you're near the edges and can't find a seat, then please feel free to start sitting. So here we are, level 45, meetup. Happy 4th of July. Any Americans in the house? No, they're all morning. So what are we doing here? Yeah, so we're here to do DevOps, whatever that is. To some people, DevOps means that. A big kind of Mobius strip thing and lots of tools. Maybe that's what DevOps is. Apologies if you've seen these slides before, I have at least changed the order of them. I myself and the organising team believe that DevOps isn't as much about culture as it is about tools though. And my favourite quote about what DevOps is, Ken Croce's quote there, culture where people, regardless of title or background, work together to imagine, develop, deploy, and operate a system. So that's kind of what DevOps is to us. I know there's about 150 million different definitions of DevOps, but that's kind of where we try to look when we're looking for tools, when we're looking for speakers, organisations to work with when we do this. So things around people, process, technology, and perfect harmony. So about the group itself, we're here obviously to share knowledge, that's why we're stood here, that's why we've got speakers, that's why we're networking over beers and pieces. Meet new people, more on that later. Everything that you hear here is generally shareable unless it's indicated otherwise. Code of conduct, I'll just leave that there for a moment. It's a serious code of conduct. We have had to what's the word? Use it in the past. Only once, thankfully, but I know everyone here is lovely and will adhere to it. So I'll just leave it there for a second while I have some more lovely. So these are the organisers. So the 4 of us have been running this group for nearly 5 years now, and haven't quite got bored of it yet. So there's Mark at the back. Say hello, Mark. Yeah, Mark's back. Welcome back, Mark. Yeah, there's me, the handsome one, in the red shirt. Also here, Jack. Jack, are you all right? Yes, Jack is here at the nick of time. So welcome, Jack. And Alex, where are you, Alex? So there you go. So there's the 4 of us. So if you've got any comments on the meetup, the speakers, my lovely new Birkenstock sandals or whatever, then actually I don't want to hear about opinions on my Birkenstock sandals. But anything else, then come and talk to one of us. We'd love to hear from you if you want to speak, venue, but it's any other comments about the direction of the group and what we do with it. So it's some tweet outs, some tweets out. I promise you it's not like a holiday. There's our hashtag London DevOps, so please let's get some chat going out on the socials. So we're here very generously thanks to Babylon Health. Who's here from Babylon? Quite a few, excellent. So thank you very much for having us. It's a wonderful location. Thanks for putting on the food and the beer. Actually, sorry, I should have prepared this a bit better. Does anyone from Babylon want to come up here and say a little 1 minute on what Babylon does and why you're hosting events and stuff? Yep, excellent. I hope you're off from Babylon. You'll just come off the street. Nice to meet you. I will, as well.
Hi guys, thanks very much for coming down this evening. So basically, we want to engage with the DevOps community a little bit more. We've got back with Alex and various others to bring you all down here this evening. Hopefully you're impressed with the tropical vibe in the office. Floor one is a lot more green and it gets progressively less green as you go up to the dark and dingy fourth floor. Anyway, a little bit about Babylon. First of all, does anyone have the app? Does anyone use us? Okay, a handful. Right, so a little bit about Babylon. Essentially, we're on a big mission to completely and utterly change the way that healthcare is delivered to hopefully every single person on the earth. So our founder, Ali Parsa, firmly believes that healthcare should be both accessible and affordable to every single person on the planet. Basically, what we're doing is using technology to both diagnose and triage any single illness, injury, or ailment that any individual might have. What we'll be able to do is hopefully use technology to do that, and you'll be able to speak to a doctor on FaceTime within an hour and visit a doctor in the flesh within 24 hours. Obviously, with regard to general practitioner service or a doctor service in the UK at the moment, which might take up to 2 weeks, that drastically reduces that, and hopefully massively improves the healthcare that we do give, especially underdeveloped countries. So the likes of Rwanda, for example, where we already have more than a third of the entire population using us, basically shows that Babylon aren't just out for a huge commercial and technological mission. We're here for a big social mission as well. We won't stop until, as I said, every single person on the planet can use the technology to make healthcare more accessible and affordable for everyone. Thanks very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Rob. Noble mission for the Wasm. So yes, we're also sponsored with help and support for Prison Digital. Alex heads up Prison Digital, the recruitment consultants in the DevOps/cloud space. Alex is here with one of your colleagues whose name I've forgotten. Vash, where are you, Vash? He's there. Yay! So Vash is over there, so yes, if you want to talk recruitment, then talk to those guys. Also sponsored by Adaptivist. They're my employer, and who generously let me spend quite a lot of time on the meetup. So Adaptivist does a lot of work in the Atlassian sphere, so Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket, Bamboo, Trello, using all those things in order to get the software delivered effectively. If you want to talk about that, then come and talk to me. I haven't got any other colleagues in the room, I don't think tonight. It's a long way from our office. Okay, and also Shape. Shape sponsor us and help out. Jack works for Shape. Where's Jack gone? Jack's over there now. Trying to confuse me while moving around the room. So yeah, digital consultancy around DevOps and cloud. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, then please go talk to Jack. And Chris is here somewhere as well. So Chris also works for Shape, two of the co-founders of Shape. O'Reilly wants to help us out by sending us some books and giving you some things, although we haven't had a box for a little while, so maybe I'll spend less time on that slide. So, yeah, sorry, no, they're great. Coming up, so we've got a couple of meetups coming up in the community quite soon. So on the 11th, WinOps is back after a little bit of a hiatus. Alex, you're still involved in that, aren't you? WinOps? You're still involved in WinOps?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. So that's over at Gazprom. Where's Gazprom? It's a Russian energy company, isn't it? Near Good Street. So if you want to get back on the Windows bandwagon, then we go to that. DevOps Exchange London have just announced an event today. That's back at the old favourite at Sainsbury's on the 16th. DevSecOps London is happening. Is that a meetup or a conference, Mark? Meetup, yeah. So that's the meetup. So that's over at Bloomsbury on the 24th. And the next day, Docker London run by the inimitable Don on the 25th of July at somewhere called Babylon Health. See, I made a terrible joke and the screen goes off. So yeah, so Docker London is here in just over 2 weeks' time, so we'll see you there. Coming up also is the WinOps conference. That's on the 23rd and 24th of September. So again, Alex is involved in organising that. So that's basically DevOps on a Windows platform. So if you're interested in that, then sign up and get some tickets there. And also DevOps Days coming up soon. Again, really community organised conference. Some wonderful people involved in organising that, including Don again. Don is everywhere, which we're very happy about. So that's still happening. papers are closed and all the talks are arranged and everything by now, right? Early birds are still available. Cool, there you go. Give yourself some early birds. Also, Dom again. I might as well just get Dom to do this presentation. Seriously. Dom and Margot here run something called Meetup Mates, which is basically an initiative where, I don't know, it might seem hard to believe when I'm stood here talking to you lot, but when I first went to a meetup, I was kind of intimidated by it. It's like being 6'4" with a beard. And so Meetup Mates is basically a group where you can meet up before a meetup. Meetup before a meetup. What if you're feeling anxious about going to Meetup Mates? What if you're feeling anxious about going to Meetup Mates before the meetup? If you don't know anyone, if it's your first time here tonight, or if you're nervous about talking to people, interacting, then do go along to Meetup Mates, and then they come along afterwards to the event together. I didn't watch that expression too badly. So.
If anybody wants to say something or ask about
yeah, please find Dom or Margot. Yeah. Okay, so getting towards the intro ladder. All the videos are recorded, they go up onto YouTube, so if you're not here, and you want to review the videos afterwards, or if you miss something or you want to go back and see it, then we should get the videos up fairly soon after the event, depending on what the heat does to Mark's memory cards. So today's talks, we've got Dmitri from loveholidays who starts us off. This is Dmitri. He's going to talk about GitOps. Anyone using GitOps? Yeah, a few people. Cool, cool. I'm not. I want to know more about it, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to follow that with some adventures in WebAssembly from Clive from Futurama. Who's going to, Milos is going to be speaking on that. Where's Milos? Milos is here.
very similar.
And then if we have time, we'll have an open floor session at the end. Afterwards, again, thanks to, guess who? Dom has found us a pub to go to afterwards, which I'm very pleased about. We're going to be going to the Anglesey Arms, which is kind of there. Basically, take a photo of that or something, or just follow the crowd afterwards. I think that's it. I'll get out of the way. Any feedback, welcome. Always feel welcome. We've been doing this for a long time, but we're hopefully not arrogant enough to think that we. So please do let us know.